Bitcoin. The reason why Bitcoin's important here is if you look up here, and I'm going to zoom in, this wedge pattern again, and again, by the way, I've talked about this wedge pattern now for probably the last week and a half at least, but we're basically now to a point where we're getting to the edge of it, where there's not a whole lot of volatility that can happen. And again, notice how just, last week right here, this week right down here, we kept on hitting up here, and it just keeps on bouncing, right? So essentially you started softly, then you hit, pulled back, hit, pulled back, hit. And the question is at what point do we break one way or the other? And that's going to be the big one. So again, if we break to the upside and go significantly, I would guess it's on the back of that spot ETF approval. I still think alts have generally topped out, but I still think Bitcoin, there is a chance Bitcoin can still make a move into the 40,000 range here, guys. So just be aware of that. But we're still stuck in the wedge pattern on this chart. Watch for a break above 38,000 or below basically 36,000. Below 36 is a breakdown. Above 38 is a breakout. Oil's chart, not much to go over here on this oil chart, guys. We kind of are kissing support, but remember, the head and shoulders is still intact. That distance from here, mapped out from here, takes you down to right around this $68 level per barrel. I still think we're going there. There's, again, OPEC plus meeting. I think it got delayed and different things like that. As of now, to me, it's going to be a sell because the economy is going to continue to weaken, even if the jobless claims yesterday didn't necessarily show that. Gold chart. Gold continues to look good to me. I continue to love this price action. A little bit of resistance right up here. So again, gold has resistance right here. If it can punch through this 2010 level, we should head right up to 2080. That's your quad top. That again, folks, if we know the chart, and I've shown you guys this a zillion times at this point, that's your inverse head and shoulder pattern. And again, if we look at that, right, what do we know? We have this, and now this. And that, again, you get a breakout here and you do a measured move, we're talking $2,500 per ounce on gold. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, right? I mean, don't expect it to happen overnight. It probably takes at least a year by the end of next year to get there. But that is my next year target for 2024 on gold. All right, lastly here, guys, I do want to mention silver real quick. Silver looks like it's finally breaking out. So it's lagging gold. Gold has already been well above its downsloping channel. But if we look closely here, look at this right here. It is breaking above this downsloping channel. All right, so you're going to have some resistance around $25. That's this top area right here. These two tops here and here. If it gets through that, you're looking at $30 on the chart. So pretty exciting on that.
Hey, crypto legends. Welcome back to Crypto Street, where the financial roller coaster we call the crypto world. Crypto Street is your guide through the twists and turns, and today's ride includes Bitcoin's future, BlackRock's ETF dance, and the market hitting new highs. Buckle up. This is where crypto dreams take flight. Focus, folks, because Bitcoin is on a bullish joyride. Currently eyeing the $40,000 spot, it's all about that new all-time high. CryptoCon, our analyst hero, dropped some serious knowledge on X, revealing the most accurate log regression curves. Late 2025 could see Bitcoin hitting a conservative $94,000. But wait, there's more. If not, brace yourselves for a rally to $130,000 or even $180,000. CryptoCon's crystal ball is historically accurate, predicting 2021's tops. Will late 2025 be Bitcoin's time to shine? Let the countdown begin. Guess who's dancing with the SEC? BlackRock, the heavyweight champion of asset management. Word on the crypto street is they're pushing for the in-kind creation method for their Bitcoin ETF, going against the SEC's cash creation model. James Seifert spilled the beans, sharing slides and insider info. BlackRock and ARK Invest are standing firm on in-kind creates, and the plot thickens as the SEC throws in its 2 cents. Will BlackRock sway the SEC's decision? The ETF saga continues. Bitcoin isn't the only one soaring. The market hit a new 2023 high. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust's stellar performance fueled optimism, pushing Bitcoin past $38,000. But hold the crypto phone. Binance is in the spotlight. CEO Richard Tang's on a mission to restore trust, but former CEO sees that he is battling legal storms. Can Binance weather the $4.3 billion penalty storm? Buckle up for the market roller coaster. It's full steam ahead. And that's a wrap for today's Crypto Roundup. Bitcoin's wild journey, BlackRock's ETF moves and market highs. It's been a ride. Now let's continue our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
What we see here is that yields are beginning to inch back up just a little bit. Now, the kicker here is to understand why. So basically what we saw yesterday, even though the U.S. markets were closed, we still got jobless claims data. So remember, jobless claims are how many people are filing for unemployment. And that number came in at 209,000. That was a 5-week low, meaning a 5-week low of people filing for unemployment. That shows us that the labor market is still strong, right? So what does that mean? Is it more likely that the Fed, if the labor market is strong, may keep rates higher for longer, or would they drop them? I love throwing these quiz questions to you guys because I think it's important you kind of think about it for yourself and then you hear my answer. And the answer is very simple, folks. The stronger the economy, the more likely rates stay higher for longer. Therefore, what do we know? Interest rates had to go up a little bit here. Not a lot, but just beginning to creep up. Now, the kicker is this, right? And I think this is what's so amazing about it, is that if you think about it, we are coming into a period where we were into technical support. So I was going to say last week, but really just a few days ago, all right, just a few days ago, we talked about how we were into technical support here, and we started to see, or we should see, a bounce in yields. And sure enough, we are seeing that bounce in yields. How high will it go? Honestly, I don't think that high. I don't think rates are going back to new highs, at least not in the foreseeable future. I would say in general, you're looking at a potential of a move back to about 4.6, maybe 4.65%. Now, if that happens, it would likely create a stock market pullback, right? So again, a stock market pullback. And I think the key to understanding that is looking at the stock market itself. So if we flip over to the stock market, the NASDAQ 100, for instance, we know that the NASDAQ 100 is into significant resistance and it is short-term overbought. All right, now, by the way, the fact that it's short-term overbought doesn't guarantee us a pullback, but we can clearly see this is the weekly NASDAQ 100 chart, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight up weeks. Historically, that doesn't happen a whole lot, especially when we're so high on the chart relative to where we were at the start of the year. So my guess is if rates do follow through and we see a little bit of a move back to the upside in rates, the markets, it'll give the opportunity for the U.S. markets, the stock market, to pull back just a little bit, maybe back to this area right here, right around 375 to 380 on the QQQ. Now, the kicker is this. After that happens, the question is, do we go and break out above this trend line, right? Again, very clear trend line, right? From here to here, right? And right up to here. So again, the question is, what do we do here? If we retrace, are we going to stall here and go up? Or will we break down and start attacking these recent lows? And honestly, that's going to have a lot to do with what happens in early 2024 with the U.S. economy. Now, I do want to take just 1 second to talk about something that I thought was important this morning. And this happens to do with Sam Altman being fired from OpenAI. He's obviously been rehired by OpenAI. But I do, the reports that I was hearing today was that, part of the issue is that OpenAI was on the verge of a major discovery that literally could create AI that could destroy the world. And again, I don't know if that's reality, if it's just people kind of spouting off, but it does bring up an important point. And for those of us that have watched the Terminator movies and have watched a lot of these other movies in our younger years, you have to recognize that you have to have oversight here. And so I do want to call on the politicians that seem to me to only want to argue and get literally nothing done and really just jerk around. They need to do oversight here. And again, I know it's so popular to kind of talk about, we don't want the government messing with crypto. That's a totally different thing. We're talking here about humanity, and you have to be careful here. And so again, this goes for all countries out there, but I do say, get your asses in gears, politician. We need oversight. You need to know what's going on. You need to protect people out there, because the type of stuff that being developed right now, you see some of those beginning clips in Terminator, and it is very, very eerie. And again, I hate to say it, but art, like movies, sometimes can mimic and ultimately become reality. By the way, one of the greatest examples of that, Star Trek. I don't know how many of you guys are Star Trek buffs out there. I grew up on Star Trek. I love Star Trek. So many key things that that were in that show are now becoming reality.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's former head of Internet Enforcement has detailed why the SEC is a huge winner in the Binance settlements with the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, the Treasury, and other federal authorities. He stressed that what Binance has agreed to could strengthen the SEC's lawsuit against the crypto exchange and its former chief executive. Kyber Network said on November 22 that KyberSwap Elastic experienced a security incident in which crypto assets worth more than $45 million were stolen. Kyber Network said it was investigating the incident and urged all users to promptly withdraw their funds. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.